Okay, we're going.
Okay, so my name is Jacob Larson.
And my name's Allison Barney.
This is part two. We have questions 3 and 4. So question 3 is fossils and the birth of paleontology, or Nicholas Steno.
Mhm.
So
So for this one, I was talking about he was looking at the tungstones and he came to the conclusion that they came from the mouth of sharks and they were once shark teeth. And so, a little quote from the reading, he says that the corpuscles in the teeth were replaced bit by corpuscles of minerals. Of a like a crazy idea for them to grasp because it was in 1666, and so yeah. Anyway, he was the one who said that tissue could be stone, and he also came up with the Steno's law of superposition, and that's just the what is it again? It's that the youngest rock layers are at the top, and the older ones are at the bottom. So that's what I said for him.
yeah, I pretty much said the same thing. I just kind of talked about him and like his theory of fossils in general from his studies that he did, and how a lot of people just thought that fossils were like different rocks and didn't really know that they came from actual animals. And so I just talked about how he brought upon this theory, how they were actually came from organisms, and actually how it kind of explained evolution over time, and how those fossils showed evolution of these animals. So
Mhm. Good deal. Good answer. Okay. Question number 4. Nested hierarchies, the order of nature, Carlos Linnaeus. Um, you want to start off
so
on this one?
yeah. So for this one, I just talked about how he's really known in history for like creating the system for naming organisms, or like the binomial nomenclature,
Uh-huh.
just classifying different species, so that over time, basically, we could compare one organism to another and how they were related in different ways. So, and I just kind of talked about how, a lot of that nomenclature comes from Latin words, and we hear a lot about like, oh, the root of this word means this and that. And so, just with the different namings of those organisms, we can connect them, and it can help us distinguish one organism from another, and can kind of help us in evolution by just kind of seeing their classes and how the different organisms are related by their names.
Hmm. Yeah, awesome. And then just to add on to that, I kind of also said, I mean, he came up with this naming system. Um, and like prior to him, a lot of the naturalists would just name these organisms with like unknown terms that it was confusing. And so it was good that he came up with a system that all scientists could use, and biologists still use it today whenever they're um, classifying a new species. So I thought that was interesting. Well, I mean, I knew that that's what they still use, but it was so effective that we still use it. So
Sure.
that was alrighty. So we good on this one?
Yep. Sounds good.